The United States is in deep freeze. All 50 U.S. states under active federal weather alerts. Authored by Jack Phillips via the Epoch Times. This is the latest on the weather. In a statement posted on X, the National Weather Service, NWS, warned that a very active weather system, and every state in the U.S. has an active new National Weather System watch, warning, or advisory. A powerful winter storm will bring heavy snow, strong winds, and blizzard conditions from the mid-Missouri Valley, Midwest to the Great Lakes through Saturday. Another National Weather Service alert said, behind this system, dangerous frigid temperatures are likely across the Rockies and Plains. Through this weekend, several thunderstorms are possible across the southeast today, with strong winds, hail, and a few tornadoes possible. The agency said that dangerously cold Arctic air will then hit the U.S. heartland starting this weekend, so that's happening now. Temperatures are expected to remain below zero for the Northern Plains region starting Friday morning, while temperatures of minus 20 to minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit or more are slated to hit the Plains states on Saturday morning without factoring the wind chill. With wind chill, temperatures may go as low as minus 35 to minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit for parts of the Plains states. The agency said it noted that such wind chills could lead to frostbite in a matter of only minutes, so you have to be very careful. Dress properly or don't go out if you don't have to. Other than the National Weather Service, several private forecasters such as AccuWeather warned that the upcoming frigid weather will be the coldest air for the Southern Plains states since late 2022. In addition to the cold, there is a risk of freezing rain, sleet, and even snow in the region, the forecaster said. The coldest air of the winter season thus far, transported directly from northwestern Canada, will surge across the northern Rocky Mountains and northern plains by Saturday. AccuWeather meteorologist John Porter wrote, that air will then drive all the way south into Texas and other southern states on Sunday. Now, before that, winter storms warning are now in effect for Great Lakes and Midwestern states due to a storm currently trekking across the United States. According to NWS's Des Moines office, storms of this magnitude are fairly rare, with occurrence around once or twice per decade. By Saturday morning, road crews in Iowa and Nebraska were struggling to keep ahead of the fast-falling snow. The Iowa Department of Transportation's road conditions map showed that virtually every major highway and interstate was partially or completely covered. The agency said driver visibility was near zero in some places, and wind-fueled drifts were quickly erasing the work of the plow drivers. The Iowa State Patrol posted photos of an icy wreck. Please don't put yourself or others in danger, the agency wrote. The road conditions are extremely dangerous. Blizzard warnings were issued in southwestern Minnesota on Friday. I would imagine that schools will be closed. Now, in Kansas City, Missouri, black ice caused dozens of wrecks as freezing rain created any icy sheets over the roads, a sheen over the roads, temperatures in the mid-teens, combined with wind more of 20 miles an hour, creating a bitterly cold wind chill of around 9 degrees below zero. As of Saturday morning, hundreds of major airlines canceled or delayed flights at several airports, likely due to the poor weather conditions, according to FlightAware's data. Chicago's O'Hare Airport and Midway Airport canceled a large number of flights as the region braces for snow. Flights were also canceled or delayed in Denver, Seattle, Milwaukee, Detroit, Kansas City, and many more. Earlier this week, multiple forecasters noted that the frigid air is due to the return of the Arctic mass of air known as the polar vortex. The stratospheric polar vortex is now stretching down across North America. National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration NOAA, Amy Butler wrote, the first significant Arctic air outbreak arrived arrives in the northern Rockies in the northern plains Friday before advancing into much of the plains and Midwest this weekend. Now, the jet or Arctic air will be pushed further south, and guess what that does? It opens up the freezer door, said Fox weather meteorologist Kendall Smith. All of that cold Arctic air that has been bottled up right over Canada, right over the Arctic, is going to be blasted this way right into the lower 48, he said. Frigid air is expected to inundate much of Texas and Oklahoma, too, starting this weekend and lasting into next week. Can you imagine? This week, the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, ERCOT, sent a warning from January 15 to January 17 due to extreme cold weather and elevated electrical demand could lower power reserves across Texas. ERCOT manages about 90% of the state's power grid and has suffered emergency energy shortfalls in recent years. ERCOT continued to closely monitor the winter weather moving in over the weekend and will deploy all available tools to reliably manage the grid. ERCOT said in a Tuesday post, "We will post daily updates on our social media channels during the ERCOT Weather Watch beginning Monday, January 15, that's tomorrow. And at this time, the grid conditions are expected to be normal, and there is not a current expectation of an energy emergency." This is on Zero Hedge by Tyler Durden. It's by Jack Phillips of the Epoch Times. So all of you, please be very careful. This is a weather warning for most of the 50 states, and it will last into next week for another week. So don't go out if you don't have to. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.